All right, Vault City, you ready?
I'm ready.
This week is on Vault City, a high-tech settlement in West Nevada established by the residents of Vault 8, has the most advanced medical technology in New California. Vault City is 21 squares east and 4 squares south of Arroyo.
And that is a unit of measure that I completely understand.
Now, I read that on the website, and my first thought was, all right, how big is the map? Because if you look at the map of, Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 on a real map, you'll see that it takes place in parts of Southern California, and Arroyo is in what's it called? Oregon.
Is it?
Yeah, look it up.
Oh, yeah,
look it up real quick.
is. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Arroyo is technically part of what is the state that I just said to you with my mouth?
Oregon.
Thank you, Oregon. It's technically it's like the very, very bottom tip of Oregon. So the NCR, I'm not sure if it's, I don't think it's by after Fallout 2 Arroyo is under control of NCR, but it goes from Arroyo to, I don't know if that's as north as they go, because I've heard that they've gone up into Canada, but I don't think that's true. I think that's headcanon for like the 2300s. So imagine from Arroyo to pretty much New Vegas, because like Redding is there, and or not Redding, Sloan is there. I'm thinking, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, okay, how big is that? So I see. I looked up how big are the squares in Fallout 1 and 2, and it brought me to No Mutants Allowed, which is a forum that's been going on since like the Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 days. It's one of the oldest Fallout forums.
Yeah, I'm reading it now.
What, the history of the forum?
No, it's just like the page about how big squares are.
Yeah, so someone says on here, I'd like to find out what exact scale was an exact scale ever given? Can it be calculated based on walking times or a map of the area? It'd be useful and interesting to know. Someone says, I actually have no idea, never looked into it myself. I'm sure others would be able to give a more exact answer. But I took the Fallout 1 world map and laid it out over a map from Google. So there's a picture that'll be on screen, and it shows pretty much all of the settlements, and I'm trying to get a better look at it. Alright, so there's Navarro. There's Vault 13. There's Vault 15, and there's the head of the NCR, right? So that's pretty much all California, Vault City. Okay, so there's Vault City at the top. Like, you have to go extremely north, right?
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking at the map of Fallout 2, which will be on screen. And that's the map of Fallout 1. Alright, so Fallout 1 is more Southern California, where Fallout 2 is just more California. So someone estimates that each square that you can travel is about 12 miles on each side, or 19 kilometers, right? Fallout 2 is roughly the size, slightly larger than double than Fallout 1's map, 6 squares between the military base and Vault 13, opposed to 13 for Fallout 1. So, my guess is that it'd be somewhere between 26 and 30 miles, or 42 to 50 kilometers. So, you see where this is kind of going? Like, this is like a really... This might mean nothing to nobody, but to me,
Yeah.
this is fascinating to think, like, how big is this map actually? There's Vault City, and then Arroyo, it's not even on this map.
Yeah.
On the map that's on screen, it's not even on the map.
The second one it is. Or
No,
the one I sent you first.
It has Arroyo?
Yes, all the way in the top left.
The first one no, the Fallout 1 doesn't. It says military base.
The Fallout 2 one.
Oh, I am silly. Yeah, okay. So, see where that is? See how far that is? See how far Vault 13 is from there? At the end of Fallout 1, you leave Vault 13 and go start Arroyo. See how far that is? It's a lot of traveling.
I'm doing some math real quick. Hold on.
Okay, so... I don't know why this... I might even cut all this out. But, like, it just... I thought it was super fascinating to think how far... I just thought it was interesting. I thought it was neat to think of, like, how far is this from there? Because you can walk so many miles, and I read somewhere that Fallout 4 is approximately 900 square miles. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't remember where I read that, but, like, these older games, you really only needed to have so many cells, so you could make the game the whole U.S.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ready to move on, or are you doing math?
I'm doing math. Give me a sec.
Okay.
To walk directly from Arroyo to Vault City, it would be, if you took the average square size,
Okay,
it'd
of
be
12?
approximately...
Or 30?
I use 28.
Okay.
It would be approximately 600 miles.
Wow. How long would
At
it take
least-
to walk 600 miles?
Hold on. About 24 days.
Wow.
According to a question answer site. This one is Quora, but I prefer Yahoo Answers because it's worse. This person went backpacking and they did 25 miles a day, multiple days. That equates to about 100 miles every 4 days. That's 600 miles in 24 days.
Wow.
So it'll take about a month to walk from Arroyo to Vault City.
It's in Nevada.
Yes.
So from Oregon to Nevada. Wow. Okay, sorry. This is the way my mind works about this fucking game, because the other day before I started streaming, you know what Nuke Map is?
Yes.
I just before the stream started, I was just streaming me fucking around on Nuke Map, and I was showing like 3 or 4 people what Nuke Map was, and I was like, oh look, this is what California would look like, and this is like, I don't think I mapped out where the glow would have been, but I was like, let's go to DC, let's fucking see how DC would have been bombed, and like I mapped out where things were, and I was looking for the radio station that Three Dog would have been at. I was looking for Ronald Reagan Airport, where they took all the shit from.
That's pretty cool.
And I was showing and someone in the chat was like, "You don't even need a new game. You just need a map and an imagination to enjoy these fucking games." I'm like, "Yeah," because it's neat to think of like how a human would advance. But okay, after all the math and science is out of the way, Vault 8 was one of 17 control vaults.
You want to do that one again?
Yeah, No, can you say it?
No specific.
No specific. If I hear somebody say it, I can say it. No experiment functioned almost exactly.
No particular
experiment functioned almost exactly to residents' expectation, designed to house 100 or so people. Vault-Tec planned to give them 2 Geks. So if they had any sort of experiment, it's that they had 2 Geks. They wanted to make sure that Vault 8 succeeded. Due to a logistic error, Vault 8 received a shipment of hundreds of water chips meant for Vault 13, which, as a result, they received their Gek. But can you Google something for me?
That I can.
Can you look up, did Vault 13 have a Gek?
There are 2 Geks in the game, one in Vault 13 and one in the Enclave oil rig.
So, there you go. Yeah.
That's actually one of the main story missions, is to retrieve the Gek from Vault 13 and bring it to Arroyo.
Wait, in 2?
Because
Arroyo
yes.
doesn't... Okay, cool. Cool. In 2091, 14 years after the Great War, Vault 8 received the all-clear, and the Overseer ordered the vault door to open. This all-clear was actually sent by the Enclave. All of my lore I get off Fallout Wiki, fallout.wiki.com. Within the following years, Vault City was built with hard work and the suffering of many people, using the Gek and Vault 8's fusion generator to create fertile grounds and buildings. In 2092, Richard Moreau, who later becomes the Master, was exiled for murder. The details of the murder are unknown, and judging from the hypocrisy filling Vault City, the entire incident is questionable. By 2101, the Overseer retired, and the Council of Citizens was established. They appointed the initial first citizen, who was Joanne Lynette, who we spoke about last episode. She's the first citizen, so it's kind of like it's not so much like a president, but it's like this is the first citizen that you would meet, like a representation. So she is
Right.
citizen number 1. The title is held by the governors of Vault City after
Like an ambassador.
Yes. After they left Vault 8 and got rid of the title of Overseer, they are head of state and they deal with Vault City's foreign politics and revoke citizenship with a gusto. Years after the leaving of Vault 8, Vault City became the best post-war American medical center. They could mass-produce medical supplies and perform radiation removal and surgery procedures, loss of limbs and organs via cloning, and they grafted armor plating onto skeletons.
It's cool that those ideas are kind of from the original game because the medical clinic in like New Vegas like directly uses some of that.
And then we'll get into it later, but that's an NCR-owned building.
Yeah.
And the NCR later, not buys, but annexes Vault City. So it is fucking literally directly from that.
Yeah. So the fact that Vault City basically set a new standard for like treatment in the wasteland, and that's really, really cool.
They were one of the only places that could produce super stim packs, and you should look this up because I might be wrong. I don't know if super stim packs were a thing pre-war. They might not have been, but I could be wrong.
There's no information on their origins.
Okay. The only place with combat implement schematics, Vault City became an important part of the Big Circle Caravan Trail. Now, I wanted to do a whole thing on Big Circle because I thought it was super duper neat. Turns out it's not big enough to do it.
What do you mean?
Like, it's just like it's not big enough to give it its own lore segment.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You know what I mean?
See if we could tie it in.
So yeah, let me just look it up quick. Hold on. Big Circle in my backyard.
Can't afford to plot it anymore.
Dun dun. Okay. So the Big Circle is a caravan route. There's nothing on it. There's really nothing on it. The Big Circle is a caravan route in Northern California that loops through several settlements, including Broken Hills, New Reno, Redding, The Den, Modoc, and Vault City. Gecko is also included, particularly when caravans from Broken Hills before its collapse or other uranium-producing settlements were involved. Before 2242, the route was very dangerous, but by 2281, the NCR's expansion northwards, that's a word, made it considerably safer. There's like another few things here about, you right?
Yeah, I just had a big yawn.
Oh. So, yeah, I thought it was super neat. There will be a picture of this.
It's really neat, yeah.
Yeah. So I want you to keep in mind the idea of a trading route in the back of your head. Okay. Because I think shit's super interesting. By 2235, Gecko was founded. It's a ghoul town.
You gotta love that.
Yeah, they migrated to a radioactive... managed to reactivate the nuclear power plant that the town was built around. Vault City started to look at their new neighbors with concern. By 2239, the plant was leaking waste into local groundwater, which made its way to Vault City's ground well source. Anyone that drank the water would contract radiation sickness, and in some cases it would be fatal. Vault City's medical experts were concerned that this would lead to sterility and chromosomal damage. For those who don't know, radiation doesn't just kill you, it kills everybody in your family. As a result of this, Vault City's citizens' attitudes towards ghouls turned to straight animosity. They accused...
That's yucky.
Sorry?
That's not good.
Yeah, they accused Gecko of terror attacks on Vault City. Gecko ghouls often reached out to Vault City to see if they needed any sort of technical help, but they were shot on sight. The NCR wanted to expand and wanted to annex Vault City. Vault City declined, opting to stay independent. The NCR Congress approved of a secret initiative to infiltrate Vault City for them to join the NCR. The NCR hired John Bishop, who employed mercs to act as raiders and regularly attack Vault City and eventually force them into NCR hands. So here's a whole ass government who wants like a small plot of land.
Yeah, that couldn't be trouble at all.
By 2239, Thomas More was an NCR undercover agent who went to Vault City and became a citizen. After a year, he changed policies and wanted to convert Vault City into a democracy. He was treated as an idiot and not a citizen. No one in Vault City takes him seriously. He did manage to steal some Vault City tech, though. By February of 2241... February 2241, Vault City again rejects an alliance between the Bishop family and the NCR. In March of the same year, raider attacks begin on caravans that are going to and from Vault City. The NCR was getting more aggressive in their attempts to get Vault City to join the Republic. They told Vault City that they can protect them from the attack, so they created the problem and then tried to fix it. The continued refusal made the attacks more brutal. Once they started to join the Republic, one of the for Vault City to join the Republic, one of the limiting factors for Vault City was the fact that it was running on the nuclear power reactor inside of Vault 8, and it was not supposed to be running off that the GEC and the nuclear power reactor, and it wasn't supposed to be running off just that. By 2241, they were at peak capacity, making growth pretty much impossible. To get past this, they would need to source some sort of an energy from Gecko. Without additional power, the settlement would burn out. There's nothing they would do. Within 15 years, they would have collapsed. Vault City eventually ended up joining the NCR. Now, I try to find like a concrete reason for why they were joining the NCR, and there's certain things that I believe if you speak to Tandy in Fallout 2, you can go to the bishops and you can kind of work out a deal, or there's like a quest that you can do where you kind of force them into it a bit. There is nothing concrete, I don't think. I could be wrong. I looked it up and didn't really find anything. But one thing that kind of I did read over and over again was just they were staying stagnant of the same 100 people, the same few people. Mind you, all those people left the vault, and there was only about 100 and change of them. So how many times can you breed before inbreeding happens over 80-something years? You know what I mean?
Right.
100-something years. How far can you really take it? But it seems to be that like the common consensus is that they were kind of just stagnating in growth, and the NCR was ever expanding, and they were just like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Just like, yeah, like we can use the stimulation.
Yeah. For citizenship, most likely you were born into Vault City. A test can be taken to gain citizenship. It is so impossibly hard that they made it so it's super unrealistic of you actually joining. It's so difficult that most born citizens would fail the test. It had a section on mathematics, spatial relations, deductive reasoning, language comprehension, as well as a physical exam. Full citizens have full access to all of Vault City, including Vault 8, which really wasn't used anymore at that point. Let me see, there's a few things that I didn't write down that I have on my phone. I thought it was something more important that I had on my phone that I wanted to read, but it's pretty much just that they have a great police force. That's about it.
But like, you know, fuck 12.
Exactly, fuck 12. It's not huge, but it was very well trained. I thought I had something else to read, but that's it. That's Vault 8. That's Vault City.
That's more than I expected, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I was actually expecting more.
Really? I feel like the old games don't really have like a lot of like depth. I mean, not saying they're not deep, but I feel like the content in terms of like wikiable like facts and stuff is a
Really?
little bit deeper in the newer games. Yeah, because like they put, I feel like, a lot more terminals out there and like personal accounts in like, well, it'd be like in Skyrim, but like notebooks and stuff, like, but personal logs, like holotapes. I feel like there's generally a lot more for the 3D Fallout games, but I'm pretty surprised with the amount that we were able to cover.
New Vegas wiki logs are massive. Fallout 1 and 2 are pretty
That's what I
big.
mean.
Fallout 1 is a little more sparse, but I think if Fallout 2 didn't come out, it would have been more sparse because I think they were kind of going with that whole we don't know what the fuck's going on, and also it gives us enough room to make shit up for the next game. But I really, really enjoy the lore of Fallout 2, Fallout 1 especially. I like the bleak, abysmal atmosphere that 1 has a lot more than 2. Because 2 is very like, haha, we're in the wasteland, boing, like,
Yeah.
which is cool, but I prefer that we're all gonna die, everybody's dying, there's no food, there's no water, and I'm going to shoot you in the face just because I can, not because I need something from you, but because you pose a threat to me. That's what the apocalypse feels like to me. Yeah.
Fair.
Like I was reading the wiki page for Joshua Graham, who was most definitely getting his own fucking episode, and his page is huge, and it's got all these
yeah.
like you have to like know about the Mormons, and you have to know of the church. It's like the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and you have to know about Ogden, and you have to know about the Canaanites, and you have to know about like
Honestly, the entire episode is going to be lore.
that's gonna be one that that's super.
Or we can do like
long.
a New Canaan lore like series almost.
I was thinking about something like that, but it's not even just like New Canaan. Like you don't have to know it. Like you could read the page and understand it. But like it helps to know a little bit about more
It's
religions and
best
shit.
served as a full course meal.
Yeah. But he's a fucking fascinating character, and I love these like well thought out characters. I really didn't jump into any of the characters. There's only really one, Joanne Lynette from Vault City, but super interesting. It's probably the most successful vault.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's the most successful vault.
Yeah, probably the most successful vault. Probably the vault that did the most shit. I mean, I guess Fall or 101 is a failed experiment because the door opens.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I would say
101's a
them.
failure. 111's a failure.
Yeah.
13's a failure, I'd say.
Well,
I mean, it went on to start Arroyo.
well, I guess technically would be a failure because they weren't supposed to open for 100 years or 200 years, but they had to open. So I guess they are a failure. 15's a failure, but 15 splits off into Shady. One half is Shady Sands, the other half is the Cons,
Yeah.
which is fucking all right. That's all I have to say. Do you have anything you want to say?
No, I just wish that there was a 3D version of this because I'm bad at the original games, so I've never got to see Vault City.
Yeah, neither have I. I never really got past the tutorial in 2. I tried streaming 1. I couldn't get it to work.
You'll have to try to run it in compatibility mode.
It was I have to. What I was doing is I was trying to stream my whole screen, and I got the game on screen instead of because like the way Discord does it is it streams like the window itself, so you can't like here's your taxes.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, oh fuck it, I'll show you how to do the whole screen. You can do the whole screen. And I was like, oh, I'll just do it through here. And then I started, and everyone's like, there's no sound.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my god. But I'm gonna beat 1. I want to beat 1 before I beat 2. Because I've gotten like 60 to 70% of the way through 1 with you.
Yes.
But that's all I have to say about Vault City.
Yeah.
Do you have
me
any?
too.
Do you have anything? Quick? No.
No, that's just about it.